What's up guys? In this video I'll be doing another travel stories video where I bring up an old photo and I'll be talking about it. In this video I'll be talking about the time I got floor seats at Staples Center very cheap. This was back in December 2014 and my first trip to America, and this was my dream vacation. This is the one thing I really need to do before I turn 30. My dream was to see Kobe Bryant play, and I've already been to 2 Lakers games during the trip. The first game I sat 14 rows from the front, which cost me $270 US, and the second game I sat all the way in the nosebleed section, and that ticket only cost me $20. It was the last game of my trip and I really wanted to go. I was there with my friends Lang and Adam. They didn't want to go because they didn't want to spend any more money, so I was like, oh, I'll just go on my own. I went back to the hostel and logged on to StubHub, and I was looking up tickets and I noticed that the tickets for section 101 was available for the price of $292, I think, yeah, $292 US. I knew the section 101 because that's where I was sitting beforehand in the previous game, like 14 rows from the back. So I paid $270 for those tickets, and I thought I'll pay $290 for these ones. And I thought I'm gonna get a good seat, you know. Like, it was the last game of the trip, and I thought better just go all out and spend some money on it. I showed the usher my ticket and asked her where are my seats. She looked at it and she goes, "You're sitting courtside." And my jaw just dropped. Like, oh my god, did she say I'm sitting courtside? Like, is this for real? Like, she told me to go to the usher at the very bottom of the stairs and she'll lead you to your seat. So I walked all the way down there and I handed the other usher my ticket. I asked her, are my seats here? She's like, yeah, just right over there, just to your left, and sorry, to my right actually. And I sat down, and these seats were much nicer than the other seats behind us. The section 101 seating, which starts from like 1 to 14, and this section was seats A and B, and these seats were like literally on the surface of the basketball court. And these seats were much nicer. They were like leather and they're padded and they were really comfy. I don't know if it's technically, it is still courtside seats or maybe they're just floor seats, but either way I was like literally like a meter away behind the Sacramento Kings bench. Literally behind the seats where Jack Nicholson usually sits, but he wasn't there that game, which is a bit of a shame. But that's because, you know, Jack Nicholson, he always sits courtside, and he sits between the commentator's desk and the away team's bench. Like, he's always there. Sadly he wasn't there for that game, but hey, the whole time I was sitting in that seat I just thought, are these seats really mine? Like, I kept looking back at the usher and looking around people thinking, someone's gonna ask for their seats back and they're gonna come to me. Just before the game started I was talking to another fella who sat the one row in front of me, and he was like just gobsmacked about the whole thing too. Like, he was just in awe, like, what's happening? And he comes to me, he's like, you wouldn't happen to be Kevin, are you? And I was like, no. Well, why is that? Oh no. And I told him I bought apparently the tickets off a guy named Kevin off StubHub, and he's like, yeah, me too. Like, he said I thought I was sitting like a few rows back, but this is just unbelievable. We're on the basketball court here, you know. So what I assumed what happened is that a guy on StubHub has bought the whole entire row there, the entire 2 rows to be exact, those floor seats. And since, you know, no one was buying the tickets at the time, he just sold them cheaper than usual, and I was lucky enough to pick one up. I look over to my left and I see Tyrese Gibson from the Fast and Furious movies, and over to my right is Floyd Mayweather sitting inside with sunglasses on. Yeah, you can't really miss that short man. Anyway, yeah, I shouldn't tease him, he will beat me up. As the game started, I put a picture up on like Facebook and Instagram saying, enjoying these kick-ass courtside seats, and my friend Matt back home was just gobsmacked, and he's like, it's like, dude, I'm on TV now. Every time the ball came up court, I'll do something like raise my hands up, lift my hat up, or, you know, just do something so he can see it. So every time I did that, he would message me back saying, I saw you raise your hand up. And so I started to break it down, figure out why I got these seats cheap. Okay, at this time when I watched this game, the Lakers aren't a playoff contender team. They're not really, you know, the winning team they used to be. Plus, they were playing against the Sacramento Kings, which were also another losing team. You got 2 teams that really suck playing against each other, and obviously, you know, when you hear something like that, not many people want to see those type of games. They want to see like a high action, you know, competitive teams play, like, all the big names, you know. Obviously, since no one would want to go to those games, tickets will obviously be a lot cheaper. So this guy StubHub named Kevin, he sold his tickets cheaper than usual, so that's what I assume what may have happened. So that's a tip for you, you know, if you want to get cheap NBA tickets, you know, cheap courtside floor seats, wait till the last few hours before the game and see if anyone's selling really cheap. I can't guarantee you that would happen all the time, but it's worth a shot. Yeah, that's the end of my video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. You know, if you've got any comments, leave it down in the comment section down below. I want to thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.